you need tire machines to pull off your bead locks. Getting ready for CamaroFest. Let's do this. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage. Today is part 2 of getting ready for CamaroFest. I have the car up on a stand. We got bead locks off. We have air out. But I put them together, but I've never pulled one apart. And I didn't realize the bead on the back makes such a tight seal. You basically need a machine to pop it off. I've been trying all my tools. I don't want to mess up my wheels. I have a crowbar, and I was like, you know what? That's probably not a good idea because I don't want to mess up that back seam and not be able to put the new wheels and get a good connection. Maybe I'm just being a pansy. I probably am. So I'm gonna go down to Le Schwab, have them break these apart, and then we can then go ahead and put my new meats on. But the other side of today, we got LJ here helping me out because my shoulders are bum and I can't do anything. So I have to hire LJ to come help me on bolts. But these back rotors, they look terrible. We're gonna pull these off. I'm gonna clean up the brakes and everything, and I am going to clean these up and spray paint them black so they're clean. And then we're also gonna polish the wheels and put on the new Mickey Thompson tires, which are sitting right here. So a little bit of work to do to get ready, but gonna go through what I'm doing to clean those up because these are just raw steel from Carlisle, and I should have prepped them and painted them before I put them on, but I was a moron and didn't. So I have to do it after the fact. So I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna show you the tools that I use to do that. And then we're gonna obviously put the new tires on the wheels once we get them broke and retorque them down. I already have a video for it. If you wanna see how to put bead locks on, you can do that. Look in the upper right hand corner for a quick link for that. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, so as you may have seen in my video where we were replacing the drive shaft and tightening the bolts, replacing the axles and replacing the bolts on the drive shaft, I showed you this issue. Again, these are the Carlisle Racing rotors. It's exposed, basically steel. And I didn't paint them, I didn't coat them, I didn't do anything. Most people will do that right when they get them. I was an idiot and didn't do that. And oh well, it happens. But in this instance, you start getting rusting. So what I've done is I purchased some Master Pro scuff pads. Scotch-Brite pads work just as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these pads along with some AP, just an all-purpose cleaner, and I'm going to scrub, because you can see even in the dry, if I do this just dry with no cleaner, you can see it takes the rust off pretty good. So we just got to scuff it up, get the rust off, and then we're going to put a rust-proof / high heat paint on the hats and make it look pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to set the camera up so I can get a little time lapse. We'll speed through this as fast as possible and show you how it's done. Well, you guys might not think I did the best of jobs, but I think it actually turned out pretty good. Got just about all the rust off. I'd say 95%. Looks clean enough to me, and now we can wipe it down with some alcohol and prep it for paint. So rinse and repeat on the other side, and let's get them painted. Okay, at this point I've already started the rotation on getting the bead locks back on. I've already done my first pass at 18 pounds torqued. LJ over here is polishing away at the wheels, making them look great. Look at the inside of these spokes. Sorry, I'm gonna move the camera around. Look how good he did. Dude, you need wheel detail? Yeah, LJ, he's your man. Okay, time lapse, get this done. I'm doing 28 pounds and then 38. Okay, so do as I say, not as I do. I guess, is that one of those things that you do? So I painted the hat. As you see, there is overspray on the rotor. I was told to do that because then when you put the brakes back on, the brake pad will actually tear away at the paint and it will basically heat up and evaporate off, and it will leave the black line where the rust line previously was. So they are a nice black. Unfortunately, I didn't take the time to clean the rust off the lugs. I'll do that next time. I'm just out of time and I'm hot and I'm tired and I want to get these back together. So in this instance, they're painted. We'll put them back together and we'll see how long it takes. I'll just drive down the street and see if it peels off a line and how good they look, or if it just peels off all the paint, it looks terrible and I totally have to do it again. we'll find out. So that's how it looks. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, and we just got to put it back together and see how it all pans out. And some of you may be asking, what kind of paint did you use? I used high heat caliper enamel with ceramic. So this is what I looked up online and people said to use for this. I'm pretty sure my brakes get hotter than 500 Fahrenheit, but we're gonna find out how hot those hats get. Hopefully not that hot. So we'll see how it holds up. We'll check it over time, but this is what I used, and it's the gloss, not the satin. So yeah. But we have this wheels all torqued, bead locked on. I just got to get air in it and get it to catch so we can fill it up. LJ's going to town still on this setup, looking like a boss. He's already also done the front one. Look how shiny that is up in those wheel spokes. He did so good. So good. I think this turned out pretty nice. We'll see how it looks once we drive it down the street and the brakes peel off all this overspray. But I think it looks a lot better than rusty rotors. So one of the fun parts in filling up your tire, I'm just using my regular stool to put enough pressure to get the tire to sit down enough to hopefully when I put the air in, it will grab. And it did. Got enough of a seal, but it still has a lip down here. It's not all the way seated against the bead. So you gotta fill it up. So I let that run because I wanted to hear it pop, so hopefully we can hear. Oh, there it goes. So I have these only aired up at 20 pounds because I know when they get hot, it's gonna get in the mid 20s when I do an epic burnout, and I'm gonna have to do a pretty good burnout the first time because these are brand new, so they still have their coating on them, and then they have all the sticker residue and stuff. Maybe they'll get me better traction, huh? Yeah, maybe we'll go with that. But I'm leaving at 20 pounds because I know when we get to the course, even on a hot day, we'll probably drop it to 18 to the 16 range, maybe even to 15, depending on how traction goes on prep. Again, not planning on driving the car around town or anything until after CamaroFest. So it's going on the trailer. We're hauling it across the country and gonna go racing. So this wheel's all set up. It's all tight on the bead, so we're good to go. Now we can put it back in the car, and actually I'll drive it around and get the black off the rotors. Well, there you go. There's the wheels back on with the rotors painted. Now to just drive around and get rid of the overspray and see how it handles. So let's do that. I did a little bit of driving to see if I can get the overspray off. There's still a little bit on there, not a lot, but I think that looks really good. Really happy with the way that turned out. Alrighty then, so with the rear rotors addressed, the wheels cleaned up, everything, new tires, forgot new tires. I'm pretty sure the Lethal Camaro is good to go. Now there's a couple things that we are gonna do. The cars are going over to Red Barn Racing. He's gonna tidy up some of his wiring, some of the things that we've done to the car under the hood to make it look really clean. So when I pop the hood at the show, it's not the ugliest looking thing in there, but he's also gonna do one final round overhaul, make sure everything is good, all the bolts are tight, nothing's leaking, so we're good to go. So we've already done a once over on the inner chiller, everything's working as it should, and now we're just gonna go over all the final details before we strap it on the trailer and head to CamaroFest. So if you guys aren't planning to head to CamaroFest and you're on the East Coast or you're near Kentucky, consider coming. It's Friday, Saturday, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's going to be a great time. Check it out. I believe it's CamaroFest.org. It's a great event. It's going to be hot, so bring tons of water. Myself, my family, we're all going to be there. I'm sure my wife and kids will be coming and going because the heat might be too much for the kids, so she'll take them to the hotel to go cool off in the pool or something crazy like that. But I'm looking forward to the trip. I'm looking forward to meeting and seeing everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing GM, and see what they have going on, and just racing and having a good time. So hit me up. I will be there. Lethal Camaro. Hit up Lethal Garage. Check out swag and stuff that we'll be bringing. I'm going to be bringing flex fuel kits as well. So if you guys are looking for a flex fuel kit for your 5th or 6th gen Camaro, including ZL1s, I'll have the kits there in limited quantities, so first come, first serve. But I do hope to see you there or along the way. So hit me up, let me know. Hit Facebook on Lethal Camaro. There's events highlighting places that I'm going and staying. Yeah, that's all I got. Next video, to CamaroFest. Let's do it.